Energy's the new currency. It's what I'm being told. So I'm just gonna let my energy flow. And I hope you get it. Where power reigns supreme. Energy's the currency that fuels our dreams. No more dollars, no more cents, just wants and votes. That's how we won't pay the rent. Oh baby, it's energy. No more gold and silver, it's the brand new currency called energy. Energy's the key. Some say it's the fortune and fame, but all I keep seeing is the currency. I keep hearing energy. Energy, energy, charging up lives, setting up some free lights within us, playing chess in 3D. From the morning's light to the midnight hour, our energy is the source that gives us that righteous power. From the
Está empezando a llover, otra vez va a pasar. Por ahí viene tormenta, viene temporal. Está empezando a llover, otra vez va a pasar. Por ahí viene tormenta, ¿quién nos va a salvar?
En el nombre del Padre, del Hijo
y del Espíritu Santo, que Dios cuide mi canto. No quiero todo, quiero su manto. Obviamente la luz se va a ir, sabrá Dios y nunca va a volver. El puente que tardaron en construir, el río creció, lo va a romper. Par de canciones guardadas en el cel, pa' cuando se la señal ya se dio y no la quieren ver. Hasta que el boricua quiera despertar. No olviden la viejita de allí, que vive sola, hay que irle a ayudar. Recuerden que todos somos de aquí, al pueblo el pueblo le toca salvar. Con el gobierno no me envíen nada, que sus cabrones la van a esconder. Van para la calle pa' foto nada más, por mi todito se pueden joder. Fueron 5,000 que dejaron morir, y eso nunca se nos va a olvidar. La palma en la que quieren holcar el país, un día de esto la vamos. Y ojalá que no venga nada. Y ojalá que no venga nada. Y ojalá que no venga nada. Que no venga nada, pero está empezando a llover.
Otra vez va a pasar. Por ahí viene tormenta, quizá huracán. Está empezando a llover. Otra vez va a pasar. Por ahí viene tormenta, que nos va a salvar.
Puerto Rico, dime si lo quieres pasar conmigo. Dime si lo quieres pasar conmigo. Por no dormir solito, dormir abrazado. A mí no me da miedo si tú estás a mi lado. Prendo una velita pa' ver tu carita antes de acostarme.
Estoy esperando a que salga el sol, a que salga el sol, va a salir el sol.
Que se escuche allá atrás.
Estoy yo esperando a que salga el sol, a que salga el sol, va a salir el sol.
Gracias por tanto, Puerto Rico.
That video you just saw is called Una Velita by Bad Bunny, our very own Bad Bunny. And he says a lot there. Está empezando a llover. We're still getting over Hurricane Maria, believe it or not. I know you guys know this. And there's so much going on. I mean, can we talk? What can we say about all the craziness that's been going on for a minute now? And all I could say is we need to have some peace in the storm. We need to have some peace in the storm. We have to continue finding strength in these trials that are going on in Puerto Rico and all over the world. But I'm really going to tune in today about Puerto Rico because I've been here for 25 years. And I'm not going to lie to you. Life here feels like sailing through a storm. You know, the waves are setbacks and the winds are hardships. And there's something about uncertainty of when calm waters will return. So I like the metaphor of peace in the storm because it teaches us that true resilience is not found in waiting for a storm to end. Yeah, we don't want to get all anxious about that. I've been there though. But in learning how to anchor ourselves when the winds rage on and the thunder gets louder. Yeah. When will the light come back? We had no, at least in my area, I'm by the Yunque, and the water, the electricity stopped, okay? And Puerto Rico, we embody this lesson, the lesson of peace in the storm. Despite frequent blackouts, right, power outages, our fragile infrastructure, the political turmoil, so many Boricuas, we still find joy. And what I love about that video of Bad Bunny is that everyone had a candle and we sing by candlelight. I'm just sharing. It's the truth. You got to think about that. We're sharing meals with neighbors when the power fails. We're celebrating in community. We're celebrating in community, even in the darkest nights. My neighbor Ali asked me the other day. It wasn't the other day. I think it was a while back. I felt the need to check up, to talk to her because I don't think I've ever even uttered a word since Hurricane Maria. Yeah, that's bad, right? The storm does not steal our spirit. Instead, it deepens our gratitude for the small blessings that remain. And that's a fact. Because I've always learned that, and my mom taught me this sometimes. Well, she's mentioned this a few times when I was growing up. In the face of crisis, there's a way to endure without giving up hope, without surrendering hope. We have to attempt to cultivate peace, cultivate patience through prayer or meditation. I turn to family out in New York and neighbors for mutual support. Poetry, finding creative outlets like music, storytelling, connecting with the land by planting gardens or walking the coasts. I love those coasts. They're beautiful. So anyway, these practices, they keep my life, and I'm sure your life, meaningful while waiting for a better quality of life, a better quality of living. Because I'm not leaving the island. Leaving the island in search of comfort, it could be tempting. But true courage, y'all, I'm serious. True courage is choosing to stay to protect these sacred lands. and to preserve Puerto Rico's soul. And I'm going to give you an example of this debate over the construction in El Yunque, the only tropical rainforest in the United States National Forest System. For Boricuas, El Yunque is not just the land. It is a living spirit of Borinquen. Long before colonization, this land was inhabited by the Taino people. And they saw it as a dwelling place on this. This is a paradise. We know this to be true, that the Tainos, well, you know, they believed in deities. And the storm deity was called Huracan, which is Juracan, which is in Spanish Huracan. And the protector god, Yuki-Ju. So geologically, the area was once tied to a volcanic activity from the ancient Atapuerco volcano. And those eruptions shaped the beautiful mountains that you see and the rivers that now sustain life. And to build recklessly upon this sacred land, this terrain, you really got to try to think about, why would anybody want to construct here when they know this is sacred, right? Think about that. El Yunque is not just a land. It is a living spirit of Borinquen. And so this area is important to many of us on the island. I would say to everyone. Maybe, I'm not sure what the governor, Jennifer Gonzalez, is planning, but I did read a couple of things. And I understand that she's stating, she signed an executive order to start reconstructing the homes of natives that lived right in front of the Yunque. So a lot of people are concerned that she may use this time to bring in developers and start fixing her way of creating a whole bunch of developments for the outside Americans. Everyone's concerned about that. So how can the people of Puerto Rico help? Right? Because this is ancestral memory. These are cultural roots of Borinquen, right? So I believe uniting our voices against exploitation of the island's natural treasures that we do have. We have beautiful stuff here, beautiful animals, beautiful birds, and it's just beautiful. And I was speaking to our very own Coast the Apache yesterday, and he was talking about that a lot of this is going on as well in Guyana. I spoke with Mountain Mama, shout out to Mountain Mama, who talked about this may be happening in the Appalachians. You know, how are you going to break down a mountain? So we want to make sure that everyone's paying close attention to what's going on. And this is what I'm reflecting this week, aside from this Hurricane Category 5 that didn't invade us, but was passing right. Like, this is Puerto Rico, and this was a hurricane. Hurricane 5. Could you imagine we get another one? I don't even want to talk about it. But we are getting the rain. Our power outages are still happening. We're always having these problems. We have fragile grids. Okay, so I do believe uniting our voices against this exploitation, the possibility of exploitation of the Yunque, right? We have to. These things are supposedly helping those that were left without homes in 2017. But we have to support sustainable energy projects that reduce the dependency on these fragile grids, investing in community agriculture, uplifting cultural traditions. This is why I love Bad Bunny. I said this yesterday. That remind everyone of Borinquen's worth. Boricuas, remember your worth. Yeah, we have to have peace in the storm, but it doesn't mean that we have to passively accept. It means standing strong, like El Yunque. El Yunque's saber trees are rooted deeply in the earth, yet reaching for the sky. And I remember during Hurricane Maria, how all the trees were yanked out of the yunque. I saw it with my own eyes. I live here. This is where it's at. And I was like, what? I saw how beautiful came right back up. That's nature. Shout out to Cosmic Oracle for Cosmic Mother, her piece. So yeah. What kind of advice I can give us Boricuas that are on the island and are still without power, but we full of spirit? Reconnect with nature. When the lights went out yesterday, I was able to see the stars. So I went outside, but then it started raining and I couldn't get some sleep. So I heard the coquis louder. I heard the coquis sing louder. I usually don't because I have all the windows closed, but I heard the coquis singing much louder. Hello, it's raining. So when there's rain, and I think that's a reminder that Puerto Rico's beauty does not depend on electricity. Walking outside, feeling the breeze, listening to the rainforest, that brings me strength. It brings me peace. But I know it's upsetting. You want to probably cook a meal and boom, the lights went out. You're watching a good program. I was watching I was watching Hearing Out Poetry Saturday night and completely just left. The light was like, and I heard the thundering, guys. I don't know. So yeah, the community gets really dark. It turns darkness into community, right? We have to turn darkness into community. We gather with neighbors and family during these crazy outages. We share food, we share stories and music. I talked about the candlelight meals, right? Some people even go around circles and play drums or guitar sessions. I haven't had that wonderful opportunity to do so, but I think it's beautiful. How you transform a blackout into a celebration of togetherness. That's what we do down here. We really do. It's like, I'm going to make some sopa. I'm going to make a caldo gallego. And here, give them to the neighbor. This, that, because we're caring. So we're keeping our faith alive. Our cultural rituals are alive. Prayer, meditation. I like to honor my Taino and ancestral traditions, right? And I think that's like staying grounded. We have to spiritually ground, right? I like my candles. So prendiendo una velita is a beautiful thing. To me, it's a symbol of inner resilience and hope. I love that. I'm working on practicing gratitude daily. I am. Sometimes we get caught up and I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to plus this deadline. Shout out to Deaf Poetry. He talked about that, the deadlines. And success is just taking it in. Relax. It's going to be okay. So instead of focusing on what's, on what is lost, electricity, the comfort of your home, focus on what still exists. Like life, health, family, the land itself. Because I think that gratitude keeps the heart strong. That's what keeps me strong. It really does. It keeps me strong. And I get crazy sometimes, and I don't mean crazy like mentally insane. I get creative. I start going in my mind and I'm writing stuff and I'm like, you know what? This is a good poem right here. And I start writing and then I'm kind of like, well, what the hell? It's annoying. It's like a hemorrhoid. It's annoying. Not that I have one, but I heard about it. Empower yourself creatively. Empower yourself creatively. Try to use that downtime to write, paint, play some music like I'm doing right now. Teach, if you have children, teach the children stories about Puerto Rican heroes and legends, right? Creativity is a form of spiritual light that no blackout, no power outage can dim. I'm going to say that again. Creativity is a form of spiritual light that no blackout can dim. I mean it. I really mean it. So let's prepare in practical but hopeful ways, right? Let's do that. Community gardens, water storage, solar lamps, small generators. I have a small generator. They're not just survival tools. They are symbols of self-reliance. Preparing together strengthens both body and spirit. But I will say this. We should not get used to generators. We must speak on the power grid here. because I didn't come to Puerto Rico to depend on a generator. And I'm sure you guys who are from here know that that is not a good quality of life. So we have to not just make noise, but really stand up and say something in your communities. You have to speak up. I mean it. I know that the island has strength. We remember the island's strength because Puerto Rico has endured many hurricanes, colonial exploitation, the economic struggles, and yet the people here, we remain happy, joyful, poetic. Okay, we get creative in this craziness, and deeply connected to the land. So losing electricity does not erase that history of survival. But I'll say this again, I don't want to live in survival mode. A lot of folks believe that surviving is success. It is, but that's not how I want to live. I do not want to live always on survival mode. I do not want to live always on fight or flight. I don't want to live in hypervigilance. That is not healthy. I'm just saying, do not let a blackout become a spiritual blackout. Puerto Rico's true power always comes from its people, its land, its culture, not from a fragile grid. So I definitely want to, I really want to say so many things right now, but sometimes I get a little tongue-tied because I've been talking about how I used to pray before when I was a Catholic. I put this on today, it just reminded me. It's not that I pray to the cross, I don't do that, but when there's moments of despair, like, oh no, here we go. I don't know. I kind of like, I remember myself praying. And then I tap into myself like, hey, my inner voice, my being, we're going to be okay. So this one is this is something I typed up. I needed help with ChatGPT. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I know I'm very creative on my own, but I wanted to tap into ChatGPT because I was kind of tongue-tied and I had a few little fogs going on. But I typed in a few words in there that I really wanted to be part of my it's like a little affirmation. It's called the affirmation of light and darkness. Okay. Even when the lights go out, my spirit shines. The land of Borinquen gives me strength. The coqui sings to remind me I am not alone. And my ancestors walk beside me. No storm, no darkness, no hardship can take away my light. And I'm going to attempt to say this in Spanish for all of those who are out there, because I know Puerto Rico's watching. Here we go. Aunque se apaguen las luces, mi espíritu brilla. Lo voy a decir de nuevo. Aunque se apaguen las luces, mi espíritu brilla. La tierra de Borinquen me da fuerza. El coquí canta para recordarme que no estoy sola. Y mis ancestros caminan a mi lado. Y ninguna tormenta, ninguna oscuridad, ninguna dificultad apagará mi luz. Even when the lights go out, my spirit shines. The land of Borinquen gives me strength. The coquí sings to remind me I am not alone. And my ancestors walk beside me. No storm, no darkness, no hardship can take away my light. That's where I'm at with this. So I love that. You can say that out loud and you can say it quietly. I love that. So let's get back to business, yeah. I want to speak on something really quick. I have been preparing with Deaf Poetry a few videos regarding our latest release, Hear Me Out Poetry's latest release. We have So Poetic. We have 33 tracks and we have 33 videos. So look out for Floetic Video Box because it's coming. But I have a specialty today because today's one of those days there's uncertainty. There's uncertainty, people. It's uncertainty. And when there's uncertainty, I listen to poetry and music and I try to relax, to take a chill pill. Because one minute I watch a movie, then it just, the electricity leaves again. So let's see what happens. All right. So I want to play a few videos. I'm going to let them play, and then we'll come back and talk about them. What y'all think about that?
Esta expresión. This song is for my godmother, para mi madrina Carmen Julia Pagán. Te quiero mucho. Gracias. En mi viejo San Juan, cuántos sueños forjé. En mis noches de infancia. Mi primera ilusión y mis cuitas de amor son recuerdos del alma. Una tarde me fui hacia extraña nación, pues lo quiso el destino, pero mi corazón se quedó frente al mar en mi viejo San Juan, San Juan, San Juan. Adiós, 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 Borinquen querida, tierra de mi amor. Adiós, 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 mi diosa del mar, mi reina del palmar. Me voy, ya me voy, pero un día volveré a buscar mi querer, a soñar otra vez en mi viejo San Juan, a buscar mi querer, a soñar otra vez en mi viejo San Juan, pero el tiempo pasó y el destino se burló de mi terrible nostalgia, terrible, y no pude volver al San Juan que yo amé, pedacito de patria, pedacito de patria. So much love for mi viejo San Juan, mi viejo San Juan, con cariño. Mi cabello blanqueó y mi vida se va, ya la muerte me llama y no quiero morir alejado de ti, Borinquen del alma, y no quiero morir alejado de ti, Borinquen del alma, Borinquen del alma. Adiós, 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 Borinquen querida, tierra de mi amor, en mi viejo San Juan, te amo. Adiós, 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 mi diosa del mar, mi reina del mi diosa del mar. Me voy, ya me voy, pero un día volveré. I'll be right back. A buscar mi querer, a soñar otra vez en mi viejo San Juan, en mi viejo San Juan. A buscar mi querer, a soñar otra vez en mi viejo San Juan, en mi viejo San Juan. The time passed by and destiny mocked my terrible nostalgia. So I really couldn't return to the San Juan that I love so much, because it was like having a little piece of my life, and my hair is white, and my life is fading away, and death is calling for me. Ya la muerte me llama, away from you, Borinquen, y no quiero morir I'm leaving, but I know one day I'm gonna return to find I shared in my old song. I'm Dr. Poetry.
Antes de maquillarme, una oración te hago para ti, mi amor. Mientras peino mi largo cabello y pienso en qué vestido ponerme, te pido a Dios otra oración que te cuida y protege mi corazón. Tú estarás en mi corazón, te amaré por siempre y siempre. Nunca me separé de ti, mi amor. Como te amo yo, nadie te amará como yo, bebé. Juntos eternamente, no me sigas la corriente, ponle fin al dolor para ti y tu mente. Juntos eternamente, no me sigas la corriente, ponle fin al dolor para ti y tu mente. Ay, amor, qué difícil sería para mí, traería tristeza si te separas de mí. No te olvides del principio, ponerle el fin a lo que no sirve en tu mente. Eso sí que duele verte así. Es como vivir sin ti, así debe ser vivir sin ti. Traería dolor para mí. Juntos eternamente, no me sigas la corriente, ponle el fin al dolor para ti y tu mente. Juntos eternamente, no me sigas la corriente, ponle el fin al dolor para ti y tu mente. El momento en que despierto, antes de maquillarme, una oración te hago para ti, mi amor. Mientras peino mi largo cabello y pienso en qué vestido ponerme, le pido a Dios otra oración que te cuida y protege mi corazón. Mientras peino mi largo cabello y pienso en qué vestido ponerme, no me sigas la corriente, ponle fin al dolor para ti y tu mente. Ay, amor, ponle fin al dolor para ti y tu mente. Ay, amor, qué difícil sería para mí. Traería tristeza si te separas de mí. Juntos eternamente, no me sigas la corriente, ponle el fin al dolor para ti y tu mente. Ay, amor, qué difícil sería para mí.
Yo, Nettles, what up?
What up, Def?
I like this right here, yo. This smooth.
Yeah, man.
It's that poetry.
Come on.
Follow me, you heard?
Yeah.
Stuff. Yo, for many years I put my bars on the shelf. I took the time off to battle with self. I realized all the pain that was dealt was to prepare me for the fire so my heart wouldn't melt. In times like this, I'm grateful I done weathered the storm. Peak game got my Letterman on. Graduated from the struggle, now my lessons perform. Turned it all into a thesis, now my blessings informed. From here on out, no fear, no doubt. No tiptoeing, I know my purpose devout. I ain't spinning the block, no more circular routes. I shattered the paradigms, architected my new clouds. We in the days of unlimited information. Knowledge to keep a man from enslavement. And what you learn with discernment and critical evaluation turn potential into power, unlocking your liberation. It's okay to say that every day I'm refurbished. It's okay to say that every day I'm relearning. It's okay to choose to walk against the grain. I'd rather walk in blind faith than to be nervous every time I have to attend the service.
N-E-T-T
L-E-S, God in the flesh, soul is blessed. Avoid spirits, ghoulies, devils, demons that fall from evil semen. Invades in your dreams and nightmares. Awaken from the gunshots in the air. News reports all on the air. Bogus trend leads to confusion, illusion, delusion. Drinking or booze again, singing the blues again. Controversy when I say we lost our boys and men. Positive pen kills thoughts. Death and demons can feel the dangers of the world. I'm ocean free, God in me. There's no way they could conquer me. I'm ocean free, God in me. There's no way they could conquer me. I'm ocean free.
Breaking the surface, dig deep, what's your purpose? Body and head got a different perception of what hurt is. To say now that I love myself takes time to learn how to just not love the surface. Yo. This is lyrical transcendence, no need for codependence. Look in the mirror, the old me, no resemblance. Gather knowledge, decipher what I can reference so that I don't mislead or leave lasting impressions that would lead you down the wrong path. I done been there before, took wrong advice that made me strong fast. Young-minded, cash calf, both hands up in the wrong bag. Rock my peripheral, life hit me with strong jabs. I'm still here, my mind real clear, clutch. Manual drive, can't grind my gears. Took years, grew grades while I climbed my fears. Stop asking myself, yo, why I'm here. Hear what I'm saying and take it for all it's worth. Reclaim your legacy before leaving and surfing. If fire could be a reason you elevating your work, just give me my flowers while I'm laid in the dirt. My walking shoes been my best purchase. Feet slide in them, they scream, I got soul. Amen for that spiritual firmness. I'm still smiling while I'm praising God while Harlem shaking through this furnace.
Poetry, emotion, thoughts deeper than the ocean. Grew breeze, overcame stress, anxiety, disease. Cells, pits of hell, deliver truth. Black, brown, males, females, more than criminals. Positive messages in the world. Archangel, Gabriel, powerful soul. Way back to the heavens, no world treasures. Clean body, spirit, soul. Explain my truth, made me brute. Emerge from the booth. 21 guns salute. Young ones dead before 21. Love, drug, guns, and funds. Yo, educate your daughters and sons, loved ones. Be here to them before they get caught up in the system. Born on Turtle Island, that's where we from, man. I'm ocean free. Be ocean free in your mind.
You can't blind my faith, Lord. You don't know my name and you can't blind my faith. Shout out to Def Poetry and Mr. Nettles Owens. That was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love that. We need to do a lot more. I love that. So, all right. I have one more. But I want you to listen to this because this part right here is important, y'all. This part right here. Everything is important, but pay attention particularly to what Mr. Def Poetry is saying as well. We went in, we spoke a lot in this one right here. Where we resonate. Where are we resonating? Where are we resonating? And I love this because when I wrote it, I knew where I was at with it. And I hope you understand what I'm saying here. As a young Boricua girl, where once I was naive, where bravery flourished into silent pain, my kindness drowned in disdain, 'cause empathy falters and trust be brittle, yeah, brittle. While loyalty is broken, anger hides behind the poetic fears, poetic traumas, poetic tumors that grow real hard. Like karma, is the world really spinning at a mechanical pace? 'Cause shallow smiles in my face with counterfeit grace. A sister, a brother from another mother turns stranger. Dad turns into an apparition. A ghost, too many connections abandoned through the devil's tumor of distrust for the host. Or is it a hoax? Any words? Yeah, those words, once sacred, now vaccines are forgeries. Forgery now forged in fire. 'Cause the truth is distorted by grimy wires glazing the liars. And hatred, where love should've, could've, but never will it bloom. 'Cause there's evil in many in the world where nobody cares. But to make room for death wishes to cast in poisonous ruins. And it's too soon. And what is this even all about? The malignancy of doubt? A seed of suspicion without vivid illustration? While it sleeps in my brain and I'm supposed to do the sign of the cross of superstition?
There was once trust, thriving, but now withered and blight. What remains festers in a wound that attempts to dull my light. And it grows unchecked, taking up space. And it has the nerve to leave unwelcome visions in a hollow trace. But those words were once golden, and now they curdle in false evidence, appearing real. Fear, cause every promise is tainted, and every sworn word poisonous, malignant, clearly insincere. But my love is shackled tight, cause benign love recoils. Love recoils as it gradually climbs. Can't fracture trust heal with time? Malignancy lacks empathy while it decays, yet hope persists. Is breath still out there? Beneath the metastatic panic? I'm not ruined. Dickinson said, hope is a thing with feathers, and hope may lie. And I will reignite, piecing my softness together where now boldness, bravery defies. Cause even embers can reignite and pierce any void with God within me, with healing light. And so I say goodbye to an unwelcome guest at a feast, silent at first, consuming without notice as it expands its presence until the table bends under its weight. Cause it could have been benign and it could have been malignant with stagnant vibes. I kill the beast as it feasts on what was meant to nourish, turning my abundance into decay, stealing my vitality. I multiplied my power that thrives and recites this sacred poetry, praying for permanent peace in this tumor we call life. In this tumor we call life.
In this tumor we call life. That's real shit. The ego-driven will could lead you up that ladder of success, excitement, thrills, frills, then instant regret. Don't get pushed out into the deep end where your morals are too heavy, now too easy to descend. What I heard, shut your ass up. Don't talk back, change your face. Matter of fact, go outside and pick me a switch. Shit better not break either. Only thing breaking is bad habits, false doctrines, rebellious natures, false prophets. A poor kid with no option but to be taught to think for himself, to search for the keys to wisdom of life, becoming the locksmith. Face to face with my reflection through portals, not even they give a damn who I am. That image can be quickly shattered, broken fragments depicting joy, pain, and laughter. Discerning a good heart from an enemy's banter, allowing wicked chatter to become white noise. If you're on my side and we're in combat, we're young at war, signed death contracts and we can't move, we have to be still for days. Discipline keeps everyone alive, but it's out of your control. One false move, they send a flag to your home. Now, in this moment, are you more worried about the fact that everyone could die, or having faith that everyone has the discipline to do their job and keep everyone alive?
A tumor called life.
Though I've seen limb after limb, thanking God I returned with my aura renewed, undimmed, knowing now peace was fleeing, frail, and brief with war's dark beast. Who knows nothing about relief.
It's a tumor called life.
I'm Deaf Poetry.
It's a tumor called life.
Dr. Poetry.
It's a tumor called life. It's a tumor called life, y'all. It's a tumor called life. And y'all know it's a tumor called life. Because we decide what we want to write about, right? I'm not mad at anyone. But how many times we have those moments in life when storms, both literal and fugitive, rage around us? The winds howl, hello. The woo, the rain lashes, and uncertainty. You know, that presses heavy. Okay, it presses heavy in our hearts, on our hearts, I would say. And these are the moments whether we're going through, we're surviving a hurricane, an earthquake, you know, that sudden arrival of personal hardships, those hardships that come out of nowhere. We decide if it's malignancy or if it's benign, right? Because that uncertainty that we have, it's heavy. It presses heavy on our hearts. And those are the moments when, during a hurricane, we have to try to, I speak to the people of Puerto Rico and Borinquen, co-workers, everyone that's listening and watching, because I know poetry is not for everyone. I know that. I'm not on this campaign to make everybody a poet. I'm not. But a lot of people don't even realize that they're poets. And I wanted to take the time today, in the middle of a storm, to let you know that poetry can be a refuge.
It can. In the middle of disaster, it's not about ignoring fear or pretending the hardship doesn't even exist. It's about transforming that fear into rhythm, metaphor, and imagery. And I like that. I like that a lot. That hurricane shakes the walls, you know, you can hear it, you can feel it. I hear it right now. I'm hearing, the thunder and all that rain coming through right now. I'm so glad. If you're not hearing it, very good. But poetry offers to me a chance to steady my inner self, right? And my pen, that becomes my anchor, yeah. It really does. And each line writing on paper is proof that despite all that noise and destruction outside, the soul still has a voice that cannot be silenced. It cannot. Poetry during, I would say poetry so poetry to me during the hardships, it looks like it carries, it looks like to me that it carries like this powerful, profound healing thing. It's like a healing power. And the act of expressing my pain when I'm going through it, or there's a lot of uncertainty, because I think I write a lot when I'm uncertain about things. Most people write about what they know, right? And I'm okay with that. I write about what I don't know. I write about what I'm processing. You see what I'm saying? The exhaustion. I write about things that it's like a big epiphany. Ooh, I got an epiphany. I got it. And I write about that. You know, because verses, they help us release emotional weight, and they invite a deeper sense of peace. And when I'm inviting, I'm like, come on, help me with this poem right here. Ooh, I see what you're doing. And it's really me and the poem becoming one. It's like you're giving birth. And I guess I'm all about poetry. As many know, I don't have children, but I always say each poem is my child. So I have many kids. I have a lot of children because my poetry is also my children. Hear Me Out poetry is my children. It's my child. It's my baby. And so there are poems that might be a whispered little prayer, like this is happening. And then there are poems that are like a cry for frustration, And then there's poems that it's like a song of hope, right? It's like a song of hope. Whatever form it takes, the words remind us that we are not powerless. Okay? Even when the electricity is gone, hello. Water is scarce, and it feels like everything is scattered, like everything around you, your life is scattered everywhere. To me, my poetry eliminates a path toward resilience. So I encourage that all the time. Encouragement, hello. It comes not only from what is written, but it comes from the act of writing itself. See that? It's a release. When you're writing, especially with your pen, I've heard a lot of people say, the pen bleeds. Yeah, it bleeds, especially when you're pressing on there, right? It's a declaration. It's an affirmation. Like, I declare that I am here. I am present. I will not endure any craziness. I will endure this peace. I will endure this, I mean, think about it. How many times you wanted to just give up on everything and say, the hell with that. We're not going anywhere. Disaster, so what? We have to look at the benign situation. You got to look at it as a benign situation, even when you think it's malignant, no matter what. It allows me to change chaos into beautiful things. This is why I love pearls. This is why Badge of Pearls was created. I had a shop on Etsy one time. It was called Badge of Pearls. It was a shop on Etsy. And there was someone or a group of people, I'm not sure who did this. I don't have 100% proof that this certain person did this, but I know that they lied and said that I had apparently used a logo unlawfully, which was not true. Come to find out that they closed my Etsy shop without even asking me what the hell was going on. I just went in there. I was like, what? Who did this? Who reported me? Like, what did I? This is all legit. It's all mine. But you know what I did? I created www.badgeofpearls.com. I created www.hearmeoutpoetry.com. So now I have 2 stores. Hello. Poetry gives me something that I can shape with my own hands. My thoughts, although I said this before many times, our thoughts are not always our thoughts. It's very hard to have your own thoughts in this world. But you have your own criteria. You choose which thoughts you want to use. And our metaphors, our imagination, I keep saying it. So in a lot of ways, poetry is not only personal, it's comfort, but also collective strength. You know, it motivates, it uplifts, and it encourages us. It encourages all of us. Some people don't want to receive it. You have to have the willingness. It's not for everyone. But I love that. Now, when hurricanes sweep across Puerto Rico, the wind does more than knock down trees and power lines. It kind of unsettles the spirit. It unsettles my spirit. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't mind the darkness. I know how to move very well in the darkness. I know how to. Darkness tends to fill up many, many homes when the electricity goes out. Silence, you hear nothing. You hear the coquis. I like that. I wouldn't say you hear nothing. You hear the coquis. And that's what I love about just dealing with it for a minute. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to deal with it. I'm not saying that you have to just become this person, this superwoman. No, that's not true. But what I'm looking at right now is just basically telling everybody that despair can easily creep in as people wait for relief. Does that ever happen to you? How many times, right? You know, silence follows when communication is lost. No electricity, no phone. How do I charge? My ATM, the machines are down. What are we going to do? And panic comes in. In the middle of chaos, to me, poetry. And then I just process it. I'll just write. I'm like, this is something I want to write about. Let me see. All right. You know, this is why I keep saying that poetry to me is it's therapy. It's medicine for me. It has helped me heal. And to me, my soul's going to keep generating light as long as I hold on to my words and I express them. And I just let everyone know that poetry, to me, is my electricity. It is. It becomes like it becomes electric. It's electricity, you know? It's the electricity that never shuts down. How about that? Right? And my soul's going to keep generating light. So please don't even think about it. But yeah, writing poetry in the middle of a disaster, the peace in the storm. I love that. I love that. Even if you're pissed, write about it. If you're angry. Oh, and let's not talk like couples that are living together, or the children that have to stay with their moms and their dads because they're usually in school, but because there's the aftermath of hurricanes, you start seeing, you know, all the kids are in the house. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's like summertime in the States. Domestic violence comes up a lot. We have trouble coping. We do. A lot of folks have trouble coping. They cannot manage stress, right? They can't cope. I've seen this in my line of work a lot in the middle of the aftermath where we're trying to rebuild, and there's a lot of cases, Department of Children and Families. Then we have those uncles and aunts and pedophiles that they take the time since everybody's moving in with each other while they're displaced, and you start seeing a lot of other things going on. So keep your eyes open. This is not about poetry right now. This comment that I'm making is more for us to be mindful when disaster hits. You have to make sure that out of your desperation, you don't put your children at risk of any crazy stuff. All right. I don't want to hear it. No family's perfect. Please don't tell me your family's perfect. Don't do that. Do not do that. I won't let you say it. So we have to be not only in a place where we can try to work things out with our members of the family, our siblings, but you got to be very mindful and very vigilant of where your decisions, where are they taking you? You know, you're not broken. We are not broken. We are still here. And all this is about trying to uplift a lot of us who are getting nervous. It's almost like a post-traumatic stress situation going on right now, because that hurricane, category 5, that was right outside of Puerto Rico, right now is still, you know, going outside, but it's not here. I want to make that clear. We don't have a hurricane in Puerto Rico right now. We have it on the Atlantic Ocean, and it's going over there to the east. But it still affects us because of all the rain. And so a lot of folks start getting nervous because they see the streets flooded. And it's a reminder of that struggle that we had, right? The shattered branches on the streets, you start seeing them already. You start seeing things falling down, and you start thinking, oh my God, that's a symbol of survival. You know, you start hearing it's something. And what I'm saying is tap into some journaling, writing, a little music. Get romantic, I don't know. Do some FaceTimes with some loved ones. More than comfort, more than writing, poetry helps you to remain or to become resilient. It does. So pick up a pen when you hear that wind go, woo. That's right. And when hurricanes knock on your door, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, no matter where you're at, because they will continue to come. Hurricanes and all this, you already know, guys. HAA, harp. You know what goes on. Poetry can be the calm in the storm. I like that way that sounds. The poetry is calm in the storm. And it reminds us that while we cannot always control nature, you know, we can control how we feel about it, how we face it. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I like that one. So I've written in the dark during Hurricane Maria. I wrote a lot. And I find comfort and strength. I really do. This is for all of you out there. So turn those storms and those earthquakes and those natural disasters and those hardships into stories. Into stories of hope. Turn them into stories of hope. Because we're never done. As long as we're living, this life is going to be lifing, right? We say that all the time. Life is going to be lifing. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And I want to play one more thing here. You guys are going to like this. Shout out to Cosmic Oracle.
She rises from the quiet depths of time, where stars are born and then forgotten. Her eyes hold the glistening of distant waters and the weight of ancient storms. The streets whisper her name, a vibration older than Earth itself, echoing through portals and the murmur of forgotten stories. Her hands conjure power from divine essence. She holds the world's sins like a mother's burden, while a smile, fierce as thunder, cracks the sky in two, clarified wisdom coming through. In the alleyways of lost dreams, she moves like lightning, blurring the line between wrath and grace, knowing that to rule is to never kneel, and to rise is the key to elevation. Her nurturing hands trace the paths of galaxies without haste, without need for touch. Her presence is a stillness that demands no form. No worship is required, no temples built, for she is in the grain of earth, in the pull of the tide, in the space between breaths. A goddess, not to be named precisely, not to be known, but to be felt in every unspoken moment that reminds us we are and always have been a part of her. Why, yes, the cosmic mother, a divine force like no other, gracefully making it known. Patriarchy is dying, enveloped in the wrath of sin. Are you prepared? For the queen has risen, and the king is dead. A necessary closing, seismic, unapologetic, final, true. The cosmic mother does not ask for permission. She returns, and all false thrones crumble. Long live the queen.
I like that. Talk about storms, lightning, thunder, right? We talk about all of that. And I like what she says there. A lot of people use those metaphors because it really is, think about it. I mean, life could be a storm. Life is like a weather. One minute is sunny and 1 minute is raining, and 1 minute we're throwing out a sundress. Shout out to Miss Cheesecake. And sometimes we're not really happy about that. Sometimes we're not happy about being uncomfortable. I'm not telling you to be so comfortable being uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be that. I don't want to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because that means you're trapped in survival mode, and you run the risk of having a psychosis. I remember when I was reading all this information that I was coming across with the Alliance Network News, and I loved it. I still do. I love listening and reading and researching what they're talking about, everyone. And then I get inquisitive myself. I'm like, hey, I saw that over there. I kind of want to read about that. And I start reading. And there are days that I'm like, I can't get it. I don't get it. And then there's days that I got it. Let me write that down, because I want to talk about that. And I do. But there's times where I just tell y'all, let me tell y'all. You know how many times I felt like I was going crazy when it comes to information? You know how crazy this world is, and how the governments are running their countries, and what we participate unknowingly. We don't even know we're participating in it. Well, I have something called psychosis. I want y'all to listen and pay attention. Most of the time, I try to remain in peace. I'm reminded that we are all children of the universe, and we have a right to be here. And there are times I'm feeling very, very broken. I was in tears, my eyes were swollen, couldn't figure out my sudden development of emotions. Was it the medication? Am I running out of patience? I was questioning my own existence. My thoughts were lost, and they're losing their color. My pockets are no longer filled with sunshines and rainbows. It felt like someone, something smacked my hand right off the knob as I was trying to change my own frequency. And no longer having control of managing my highs and my lows. Someone, something was striking me, hitting me below the belt. At least that's what I felt. I was reading the 0%, the torch, Economy, Think Like a Monk. Somehow, the low vibrational waves of sadness were forcing me into a repugnant funk. Turning the volume way low
As I play sensual music like Sabrina Claudio, I walked on the grass trying to recharge and I'm grounding, but this feels like drowning in quicksand. I want to tear my bachelor's degree and my master's in criminal justice, criminology, badges in the sewer, because I want to return to a time where I didn't know all that I know now, and having the chances of this psychosis where few of the side effects was whispering, I'm here to remove your intellectual character, your power. I'm hanging on to a string, contemplating if I belong or should I move on. And I move on. There's someone or something though is trying to strip me emotionally naked. And I'm off, I'm on, yet I study. I can't hear the Morse break down all the contracts and treaties. How I love to study and review with my beloved Morse. But someone is attempting to take away my melody, my sensuality, ability to examine pertinent information. Yet it's trying to invade my intellectuality, my quality, my state of being. I feel like it's creeping, attempting to devour my well-intention, taking over my vocal cords, playing with my sentences, rearranging my words to keep me from spreading peace and light. But I'm Dr. Poetry, and I am reminded of my atoms, my electrons, my neurons, and they will always win. I'm a winner, the empress of my cellular empire. Return to sender the diabolic, malicious intentions of these entities multiplying for the sole purpose to finance agendas, keeping we lost. And I remain positive in a negative thought process. Yes, something is attempting to silence my purpose, my greatness, my encouragement of realizing and accepting the painful awakening. I am enough. When I lack understanding of so many harsh realities, I'm reading Black Nobility. The horrors of these malicious surnames and families controlling every inch of humanity. My spirit can't bear to read. Oh, I feel better, yet I transformed the energy meant to destroy me. Instead, it erudited me. A curse turned into a blessing. I call that alchemy. I'm Dr. Poetry, and I didn't call you. So don't come for me. I'm reminded we are all children of the universe. We have a right to be here. We have a right to be here, because life does not pause when storms come, when they occur, okay? And hurricanes, hardships, unexpected struggles arrive without warning, shaking what we thought was secure. And that goes for relationships, families, jobs, anything that shakes you. And that expression I wrote there, I was going through it for a minute. I really was. But yet, within every storm lies an invitation to grow deeper in faith, to lean on one another, to discover strength we did not even think we had. We didn't even know we carried it. And I'm in a space right now where I know my strength. I've known this for, I would say 10 years ago, about 11 years ago, I saw my strength. Mirror to, like, whoa, I saw my strength. So it doesn't matter what's thrown at me, thrown at you. If it's a storm, and the storm is a metaphor as well. It's not just rain pouring over us. It's those tribulations, those trials, those challenges, right? They remind us that while we can't control the wind or the rain, we choose how we respond. We really do. Each and every one of you. You choose how you respond. So you can choose resilience over despair. Hope over fear. Unity over isolation. You choose. You choose where you want to resonate. Malignancy or having it benign. Because in the aftermath of any storm, and I'm speaking of a storm survivor, I wouldn't say storm, a hurricane. What matters most is not what was broken, what was taken from you, but what continues to endure. The spirit, the love, the determination to rise again. We got to rise again.
And life after the storm is never the same. It can't be, but it could be renewed. The renewal of the spirit. Avivamiento. The love, right? And that teaches us even when it's so dark out there, it's just, you're feeling dark on the inside. You know, that sadness, that uncertainty, because uncertainty is what gives us anxiety, I think. I think so. I don't want to say I know for sure. I'm not a psychologist, but I feel like that's where I'm at. When I'm like uncertain about things, I'm like, I need to find out. I'm an Aquarius. So I know that after some storms, we are not going to be the same, and that's okay. Change is good. Change is good. We're not going to be the same, but we can be renewed. And being renewed is a concrete example that we're not going to be the same. You're not going to be the same person you were yesterday, you know? And your light will never go anywhere. Don't allow anyone to take away your light, because the light is a representation of that renewal, of that power of strength that you have within. You have within every hardship, every little hardship that we go through. You have light. You just don't see it sometimes, and that's okay. But there's always sometimes we have to go through the storm. We have to appreciate. It is in the darkness where we appreciate the light. You've heard this before. Excuse me. You've heard this before. There's also some type of opportunity. There's a possibility. There's chance to rebuild. We can rebuild. We can be stronger, and we can be much more compassionate than before. So don't let life pause when the storms occur. That's what I'm trying to tell everyone. Don't let life pause when the storms are around us. Okay, those little hardships, those things that you're like, why are you here right now? Get away. I like what we're sharing here together. I know you're listening, and I know you have feedback, and I appreciate all the feedback I get. I am Dr. Poetry, and this is Minding Your Heart. See you next week.
Energy is the new currency. It's what I'm being told. So I'm just gonna let my energy flow. And I hope you get it. Where power reigns supreme. Energy's the currency that fuels our dreams. No more dollars, no more cents, just watts and volts. That's how we gon' pay the rent. Oh baby, it's energy. No more gold and silver, it's the brand new currency called energy. Energy's the key. Some say it's the fortune and fame, but all I keep seeing is the currency. I keep hearing energy. Energy, charging up lives, setting up some free lights within us, playing chess in 3D. From the morning's light to the midnight hour, our energy is the source that gives us that righteous power. From the morning's light